Hey everyone, welcome to a kind of leveling guide. Leveling slash speed running guide. Kinda. We're not doing a real speed run, we're not like optimizing to run through the game as quickly as possible, but I am going to go through the game, quickly. Go through the game in speed to show like the quick way to do everything. And we're going to do this as my leveling tips guide. So everything is all set up. So the start of the game is pretty much gonna be the same for everyone. You talk to Bourbon, you come out here and you whack these zombies. Now, I recommend not jumping immediately to, say, Veteran. Veteran is kind of like just a difficulty increase. And I usually shoot for being able to handle Veteran in at Homestead. I tend to not want to go for it early on, because early on we just want to get through the game a little more quickly. And it's not like you get exceptional gear really early in the game anyways. So just kill all the crap that's directly in front of you and move on. It's basically the start to Grim Dawn. Now there is an item I'm going to go to probably pick up out here. Well, I don't really think I need it. I was going to go for one of the special weapons that's out in this area. But I think I'll pass on it. So this character is named the Green Sorcerer, which means Arcanist Demolitionist is what we're going to go with. So with our first 3 points, we're going to do basically this. This is kind of our start to getting our character together. And I'll go over my choices for abilities as the game progresses. First and foremost is going to be Electro's Flash Freeze, though. And I'm going to go over variations that happen based on, character choice, class choice. But, since this is a leveling guide, I personally think the Arcanist is best at, speed leveling the game because of Electro's Flash Freeze, especially early to mid-game. Arcanist is great at this. This also isn't going to be a complete playthrough of the game. I'm pretty much just going to run to normal, and then maybe... I should say run through normal. And then maybe come back a little later with, level 50 stuff. Oh, we're getting lucky on the scrap. But it's pretty much just to show early game and, little leveling tips. So Barog the Bloody here, we're just trying to hit him and kill him. We're not, doing anything special. Wow, Grim Dawn. Just wow. Grim Dawn's been kind of fussy for me lately. Whether I'm recording or not, it's been a little on the fussy side. So early on, it's all belts. That was all belts he gave me. Early on, I do tend to go for picking up whites. And we do want to read the logs we pick up. They're definitely worth the experience at this point in the game. So there are 3 special weapons you can pick up in this area. Francis's gun, Olim's axe, and what's the third one? It's like Hellville's Greatsword or something like that. So if you need a sort of starter green weapon, they're littered throughout the lower crossing area, basically before the river I just crossed. I'm not going to go for them. I have crap that I could either equip the character with, or I know stuff is going to drop. And besides, attacking with a weapon is very quickly going to become not what we want to do. So the capstones for leveling quickly are levels 2, obviously, because you get your first class choice there. 8, because of the craft lodestone component. And just low-end components in general. 10, because of our second class choice. And 20, because of the amber component. And a variety of gear gets available around then. Generally speaking, around 20, you'll have a good set of greens and blues on your character. Around 30, you'll have pretty much a good set of blues around your character. And then around 50 is when you'll get your first legendaries equipable. And 70 is when you get your armor augments from the factions. So what we want for this character right now is Electra's Flash Freeze. It is the possibly hands-on best leveling ability in the game. And we're gonna immediately get it all the way to level 12. Now for our attributes as we go, the first 10 points I'm gonna put in physique. Because regardless of what we go for with our build... Whoops. Regardless of what we go for with our build, we are going to want a good core of physique right off the bat. That's why we use Electra's Flash Freeze. We still have to swing at the Aether Crystals, but like all of the undead and stuff, we can basically let cluster around us and we can pop that. And they'll pretty much die. Like, they don't look like they die immediately because they're dying to the frostburn damage ultimately. But we can just kill groups of mobs very quickly like this. Because we're killing groups of mobs very quickly, we get all that experience all at once. And as Electra's Flash Freeze gets bigger... Is there going to be a group of mobs popping out here? No. Doesn't look like it. So as Electra's Flash Freeze gets bigger... we will be able to clear whole screens off with it pretty instantaneously. The other reason to go for physique early on is to equip, you know, good armor. This character, I think, is going to end up being something like 2-to-1 physique spirit, because I think he's going to be an Aether Ray guy. But I don't know if I need to overcommit to Spirit on him like I did with my other one. Yeah, so Kaizog, pretty much we're going to be swinging at him, flash freezing as much as possible because it actually does hit him, unlike most bosses in the game. And, you know, our flash freeze we want to have hit the undead that come after us. Well, I should say zombies that come after us, they're not real undead. And we'll pick up all his crap. Oh, we got scrap. That's lucky. So I'm immediately going to put this sword on. Because we do kind of want to get an okay weapon regardless of what we're doing. And we do want to go for one-hander caster offhand as quickly as we can. This is actually the second time I've done this. And the first time I did this, like, the audio came out terrible. Like, it was really bad. So bad that I don't think I'm going to be using the microphone from when I was recording that. That's how bad it was. Yep, so we pick up more Electras, pick that up. We do have a caster offhand right here, which we're probably going to equip. And we'll go with that. That is slightly better, it looks like. Okay. Now, the last thing we want to do in the lower Crossing Burial Cave area is grab up the Aether Crystals over here. And I'm going to kind of go out of my way to pick up Aether Crystals in this playthrough. Just a bit. Only because they're a really handy item to have around. Mostly for early devotion shrines. And you know what? I think I'm actually we're gonna just head out and go through the junkyard and Whitemire. Now my voice right now may have a little bit of buzz to it because the heat kicked on, and that happens, you know, because it's Michigan and winter and freezing out. And having heat is kind of nice. Yeah, I am going to stop for components. Especially mutagenic ichor, because I'm like a drug dealer with one of my friends for it. So really early on, you generally don't have to worry about healing yourself a lot. Because you can oftentimes just get away from your enemy, let your constitution take over, and then come back at whatever enemy you're fighting. Though I might have to heal myself against this guy at least once. Now coming down here to fight Pusquill is completely optional. He does give a good shield, which we can't equip yet. Bernard's Slightly Chewed Buckler is actually a pretty good shield, especially at this point in the game. But we're probably gonna switch to that caster offhand. And there is a hero right here that we can kill that's related to the new Something for Nothing quest. But the thing about the new Something for Nothing quest is I don't actually... don't know where the other two guys are. So this guy, I might even suggest skipping him, because like if you can't damage him enough, because we're not really hitting him that hard, and he does deal a lot of damage to us. Yeah, we're just gonna skip him. Just skip him. Skip enemies if you can't beat them quickly. Now, we unfortunately did not get lucky and get, like, movement speed boots early, which do help burn through the game more quickly. But we just, right there, as you can see, just kill everything on the screen with these flash freezes. Okay, I'm caught on the trees. Might have been a bad guy there. Right now we are going just straight for the waypoint that's right here. I'm actually gonna kill the bugs that are following me. So the waypoint's pretty easy to take. You basically let the things come out of the ground and flash freeze them. Some of them you may need to actually swing your weapon at, but for the most part... you should just outright kill them if you're an Arcanist at this point. Waypoint's ours. So this is the first good time to go back to Devil's Crossing. And... this is where we're going to talk to John Bourbon and get some quests checked off the list / started. So I tend, except for like a quest like this, I tend to try to turn my quests in all at once. The reason for that is I generally don't want to die and lose the experience from a quest that I have, turned in that doesn't bring me to a level. I don't want to lose out on the experience, like, if I die. So keeping the quest dialogue as quest dialogue will generally save you from that. Now, if you get supremely lucky here and get all 5 scrap, I debate about going after Vyloth. So let's see. Can't do either of those. So we're going to clean out this inventory. The only reason I say, like, it's a debate is mostly because Vyloth can be tough if you're not high enough a level. And do that. So the other trick, and this character is not going to be self-found. He's going to be predominantly blues and greens. Like, that's the goal. But we are actually going to do that. Some people may not like doing that. Picking up your potions from other characters and handing them down to your new characters. I say whatever makes your character, your like sub-characters, easier and easier to level and to advance, then just do it. So Milton Hart, you pretty much can't skip him if you want to finish this quest, and his quest is an easy quest to get. Okay. Oh, he gave us our 5th piece of scrap. That's nice of him. Let's see. Yes. Yes. We will learn that. Like I said, level 8's kind of another capstone. But I'll skip that Aether Crystal. We'll go grab Isaac, though. Might as well kill a few Chthonians along the way. Now, Isaac's quest to get his Spauldrons, I'm 50-50 on actually doing it. Okay. So that would be next level, I can get that. Yeah, we want Mirror of Raktis on our bar, definitely. I'm already starting to skip on picking up some white items. So we can kill those two. Let me in the door. I want to be in the center of everyone so I can kill everything. Yeah, whatever. The only reason I say I'm 50-50 on it is the Spauldrons are kind of out of the way. Kind of. They're not really out of the way, and they're a pretty okay item early on. But yeah, it's something where I don't know if I'd actually go and get it every single time. So early devotion, I don't really care about putting the points in yet. Like around my 5th devotion point I will, because we'll be able to start leveling up our first ability. But devotion, generally, it gets really good when you get a lot of the points. Early on, it's not as, like, crucial to your character overall. Now, Sloth, drop the Sloth necklaces. And for sloth necklaces, if you get 5 of them, then turn in the quest. But don't go out of your way for that quest, especially in normal. In ultimate, go out of your way for that quest, definitely. Ultimate, you generally do kind of want to go out of your way for your questing. You get a lot of experience in ultimate for completing your quests. So let's learn that. And that claw fetish. We will set aside our bag of salt. Get that. It's not an upgrade. So we'll run back outside. Like I said, Isaac Spaulders. I can run and get them right now. It doesn't take that long. If I were doing a true speed run at Grim Dawn right now, I would not go after them at all. Sloth do like to hoard you, so it's pretty good to kill them. You'll get a nice chunk of experience off of it. But yeah, you cross this little land bridge right here, and this is where the Isaac's quest is completed. Too bad Taskmasters is kind of a crappy... prefix, huh? So we can't equip those yet. Which is fine. Now, right here... Okay, let's go grab up, if we can, Luther Graves, and grab up the next waypoint. And then we'll go back to town. See, my debate is, do I want to run all the way to Burwitch and grab that waypoint? Okay, so we didn't get the easy Luther Graves, it looks like. Luther Graves, he will spawn in a cage. One of his spawn locations is a cage down here. And you'll see it on your map. It's usually around this group of sloth. If he spawns down there, then pick him up. Otherwise, on normal, you could probably just skip him altogether. He's not crucial in any way, shape, or form. The other places he spawns are all over Whitemire and Foggy Bank. It's like 3 other places, I think. So I don't really see any value in going after him if he's not in that easy first spawn location. Now, if you come back here, you can run down there and try to get him again. Otherwise, I just skip him on normal. Maybe on Elite. It's a little different on Elite, because with Elite, you might have the inclination to go after it just for the experience. Right now, I don't think it's that valuable. So we're going to head back to Devil's Crossing. The reason to pick him up is because once we turn in all these quests, you can turn his in as well. Now, the other reason to do this one right now is because it gives you your item bag. And that is, you know, kind of useful going forward. I am going to pick up Tonics Amending and Elixirs of Spirit. Even though I gave my character like 100 to one and 200 the other, I still kind of want to pick them up. Play the long game a little bit there. It's so weird to be in this place when there's not like giant hordes of enemies in here. Because I've been farming it recently for my Amarastas guy, because Vilost Ring gives you a plus to it. And normally there's like enemies all through these hallways, and it's weird to not have them there. Little tip with Electra's Flash Freeze: if you aim it around a corner, like there are enemies here and enemies down this hallway, and now we're standing right here, you can nail them both bars of the L shape. Likewise, if you have a doorway like this, you can break the doorway open, move forward and stand in it, and then you can hit like a lot of the enemies around you. I know I still haven't gotten the cracked lodestone yet. I haven't felt the need for it yet. So we are picking up the Demolitionist, and our goal now is to get to Vindictive Flame. Vindictive Flame has total speed on it. That's point number 9. And total speed is really, really solid. We're going to go for the shield for now. I'll go for a caster offhead once I get a slightly better one. Total speed is movement speed, attack speed, and casting speed. So it's all around just, you know, total speed. Getting that on Vindictive Flame will help us move, most importantly, but it'll also give us a DPS boost. Because early on, attack speed and cast speed to me are a little better than... are a little better for shoring up your DPS than they are later on. They're still really good later on, but they're not, like, that worth it later on. Or as worth it, or as powerful later on. Okay, really quick. I've been mentioning this much mythical cracked lodestone. I think I'm actually going to have to grab it for this guy. Oh man, I didn't even get rings off this? Crap. So, we're just going to throw it in the shield. Lightning Nova. Lightning Nova is a really good leveling tool. Really good early game ability. Later in the game, not as good. Not as worth it. Even the empowered version off of Amber, just not as worth it. This is why I said I didn't even get rings. I wanted to put ectoplasms on my rings and amulet. So we'd be able to, have some, you know, energy regen, period. That's a ring. I mean, it's not Vilos ring, but it's a ring regardless. Yeah, so this is going to be a good time to turn all these quests in. We'll definitely ding a level off of it. And we can do some reorganizing of our inventory. Now, if you run all the way to the Burwitch Rift and take it, you can come back here, and on normal and elite, you kill Dureni. On ultimate, you keep them around. And then you can turn in all these quests. So we just got the 2 rings that I kind of wanted. Okay, we can't pick that quest up yet. Or no, Sybil Heart's thing is an amulet, that's right. I'll go over stats I look for early on. Soon. I'll go over those. So we want this over here, this over here, this over here. Salt bag goes in our stash. Put those over there. Those, and those. Alright, what was this, Cultist of Decay and Mystic of Venom, neither of which are kind of worth it at all. So we're gonna go back out in the field. I do want to cast her offhand. It's gonna be a thing I look for. It'll just help this character a lot. And a second ring, so I can put an ectoplasm on that ring. So Flooded Passage on normal, you definitely want to do it. There's a Devotion Shrine at the end. Boss isn't too difficult, and monsters aren't too difficult. Again, they're a Slilth, so if you get enough Slilth dead that they give you another necklace or two, you'll be able to turn that quest in. But that's one of those quests where I say, if you don't get the necklaces, don't worry about it. Where am I going? Oh, that's blocked off. Now, also, like, you could just skip the Sloth Necklace quest on normal and save the necklaces for Elite and Ultimate, because you get more experience off of it on those difficulties anyways. So, I mean, completely passing on the quest on normal is a legitimate option. Happy birthday! And that's 0.10 in physique. So now we're gonna pretty much do 5 points in spirit. Because we've got our physique up, now it's time to get our spirit up. Pretty easy. That should be 0.4, I think, for devotion. If my count is correct. Yeah, so the boss is more or less easy, but we can't Electro's Flash Freeze him. But we can Lightning Nova him. Oh no, not too difficult. Aether Fire Hide Cap, that could be a thing. Now ultimately this character is gonna be an Albrecht's Aether Ray character. I know some people out there are like, James, why are you gonna do that? That sounds like a dumb idea. Or you've already done that. Haven't you done that to death? My answer to that is kinda. With Albrecht's Aether Ray, I mean, I think I have the definitive guide for it up. Repeatedly. But this guy's gonna be the green sorcerer. He's gonna be in all greens and blues. So no legendary gear. Lots and lots and lots of monster and frequents are what I'm going for. And with those monster and frequents and blues, I'm hopefully going to cobble together a pretty solid character. Now, we're going to stop the video right here. This series, it's not going to be a full playthrough, like I said. It's going to be a mostly early game playthrough. With a little bit of the mid game. It's mostly giving leveling tips. And that's the first 10-ish levels. So we're at the Burwitch Outskirts Rift. Next time we will be taking Burwitch. We'll be taking Burwitch, we'll be getting our blacksmith, and rounding out Act 1. Hopefully in an expedient amount of time. So thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And I will see you guys next time.